The civil service is the engine room of every existing government. How good or optimum the performance of a government is can be measured by the healthiness of the civil service, which is determined by the strength of its human resource.
There were many people that were actually indicted during the screening exercise. We can look at the major ones because the numbers are really uncountable. But the objective of the screening exercise was actually to determine the actual number of workers that are in the service of the state. Because before the advent of Yahaya Bello as the executive governor of the state, there were no proper records, and therefore there was need to establish the exact number of workers. And that was the reason why His Excellency instituted the staff verification exercise that commenced on 22nd of February 2016.
The screening exercise, which we termed the staff verification exercise, was the first phase of our civil service and pension reforms. The government discovered that the civil service in the state was just like a nest of fraud, and the best thing to do was to find out, to verify the actual number of civil servants that are on the payroll and the actual number that is supposed to be on the payroll, because we have thousands of unintended beneficiaries that are siphoning the resources of the state through what we refer to as the ghost workers syndrome.
When was the first one?
The first one. The first one was in May. We are here.
Say you are an appointee.
A joke.
Why is it that the money they are paying you now?
Give me your access bank account number.
As an appointee, is so high, and this one is so minimal, and you fail to report. In June you did not report. In July you did not report. August, September, October, going to November, you have not yet reported it. Why?
Letter it's not when you are acting. This is when they have approved of it,
yes.
And it starts immediately the approval.
Yes.
So after this, why are you still taking salary? 2 months after this approval,
Yes.
money hits
Your
account.
Sir, thank you very much. The money that hit my account, I don't know.
What came out of the screening exercise was actually mind-boggling. It's unimaginable what we saw from the screening exercise. For example, we have a lecturer, Solomon Olabode Adebayo, who is in Kogi State University, Anyuba. He resigned or retired from the service of the Teaching Service Commission, but connival with people in finance and accounts and accountant general's office. The man remained on the payroll of Teaching Service Commission until the screening exercise came up, and then it was detected.
From the review of your bank statements here, was that you are receiving double salary? Why were you receiving double salary from Kogi State?
I made a mistake, as a matter of fact. Somebody there drove it to me. I want to take the responsibility, because one, I'm older than you. I'm supposed to be no more than
you. Oga,
I want to bear the
Oga, you know what will save you is to tell us the exact thing, the way it is, everything.
Okay, wait, let me get you right. You say somebody there. Is it in KSU or TSC?
TSC.
TSC. Were you working there? Have you ever worked in TSC?
Yes, from Kwara.
You retired from TSC or resigned and then moved to...
I resigned. I moved to
When did you resign?
Did you resign? Did you tender your resignation letter?
Yes.
Because we are going
When?
to get your file.
When?
2014. I do not intend to implicate anybody. I intend to bear the brunt alone, to bear the responsibility. But if it has come to this that I must mention his name, well, his name is Sunday Ushadari.
Sunday.
Ushadari.
So it's surprising that somebody at that level could degenerate, his morale could degenerate to the level that he will involve himself in such fraud.
We have different categories of frauds that were perpetrated by sponsors of ghost workers and even the ghost workers themselves. We have some people who earn salaries from 2 MDAs. We have a good number of workers who take salaries from the university, for instance, and at the same time they still go to the Teaching Service Commission to take salaries at the same time. So that takes a big toll on the finances of the state.
Amedu Friday essentially works the Kina local government. This man was able to divert fund that was approved for procurement of motor vehicles. The money was directly paid into his account, whereas he was not the company that bidded for the contract. So he diverted the money and they shared this money. There were two actually. Toyota Corolla, 7.6 million. Toyota Camry, 9.2 million. The fact that they inflated the contract is one thing. The other is the fact that they diverted the money completely without procuring the motor vehicles.
The amount for the expenditure is 32 million.
32 million naira.
For sales of all the...
You decided to pay it into your account. Can you provide us?
Am I the one paying myself? I'm not the one paying myself.
This particular case now is very pathetic one. Saliu Ayedime Ramat. It's also a case of double employment. But this woman, who claimed to be a teacher in Unity Nursery Primary School, Emia Bama, in Basa local government. But in actual sense, he worked with Nursery Primary School, Bakusi in Kuje local government area of Federal Capital Territory. So he actually worked in Federal Capital Territory where she lived with her husband. But then she's again claiming to be working in Basa local government at the same time. Because our system allows fraud to happen. So she could remain on our own payroll. Whereas she's really working in Kuje local government as a teacher.
Bank statement. We discover a lot of inflows into your salary account. And most of your withdrawals. The car and move from to draw another state commission. Can you tell us for that? Can you tell us? Because with what I'm seeing here, you are not teaching. You are not. This is.
I'm teaching, sir.
You are not always.
I have one of the.
You are not always in the office.
I'm in the office, though.
Okay. This period you made this withdrawal.
Yes, sir.
Is it weekends
Or during your holiday?
or during your holiday?
Sometimes holidays, sometimes weekends, sometimes I take permission during the school period.
You come to school 10 times out of 22 days in a month. They're supposed to prorate your salary and pay you based on the number of days you've come to school. In terms of this exercise that we are doing, and this is your own situation, what will you advise the government and the people of the state and the people that are in this your category?
I will advise the government. I first of all, I recommend the exercise as one of the best exercises I've ever seen. Because this will now curb abscondments and laziness in the service, and maybe one of the faults people are getting. Some people are at work, some people are not even working, their names are on the payroll, and some of us that maybe abscond for business sometimes. Maybe this exercise we used to check us.
She was on study leave for a very long period of time, but she didn't have admission to study in the University of Abuja because her husband is there. She capitalized on that, got employment in Abuja. Instead of her to come and simply resign from the service of Basa local government, connive with Subeb and the education secretary, and even the headmaster of the school. Because when we obtained the attendance register, we saw that she was still signing, whereas she was not coming to work. Meaning that everybody agreed that, yes, let that woman remain in Abuja, and then Kogi will be paying her salary so that they can be sharing the money.
Kogi State, which was a predominantly civil service state, was plagued by the menace of a grossly unhealthy civil service, giving the deep rot that had eaten into the system of the government and incapacitated it in the past. The government of Governor Yahaya Bello realized it couldn't build anything until the foundation of good governance was secured, hence the need for there to be a purging and revamping of its civil service.
We have different cases: Messiah Bello, Zora, Joseph Ayodele, Gonosi, Solomon, Yakubu Yahaya. These are cases of staff who presented one form of fake certificates or the other that were forged to either gain employment or career advancement. All these civil servants adopt different methods of falsification of certificates.
Did you graduate from the school or not? I graduated. You graduated, but you did not do the last screening. Eh? Speak up, Mr. Opalua. You did not do the last screening. Then how can you graduate without doing the last screening?
But then I was sick.
Now, it is possible. If you did not do the last screening, how can you graduate and how could you be given the certificate? See, at times, you just have to own up. This is my fault. I am sorry that I've taken you this far. If you told that line, it's more honorable than putting everybody in stress, and by the time people now begin to fight back, you now see them that why are these people so callous? You will have helped them earlier instead of stressing them. You have said one point that you did not do the last screening, and we all know that anybody that failed to do the last screening will not be given certificate. You know, we will not graduate. Why are you stressing everybody up and down? You have said the whole truth, and what's the remaining? How do you get the certificate? In confidence, tell us, how did you get the certificate? Working well. It's not working. He got it for you. Better. Where is that your friend?
That my friend is late.
He's late. He's dead. Hey.
He had an accident.
Oh.
Sorry about that.
May his gentle soul rest in perfect peace.
The staff are all being slated for appropriate sanctioning. This one will interest everybody. Mr. Muhammad Haji Yusuf is a superintendent of police attached to Kaduna Police Command and has been collecting pension for about 11 years from Kogi State. Currently, he's age 32, meaning that he's not even entitled to pension as of today. So you can see someone at that very high level, a superintendent of police in Nigerian Police Force, is in Kaduna State Police Command. But he continued to draw salary about averaging 46,000 on a monthly basis from Kogi.
Yes, DSP. This is Martina, where should be SP. You are SP. You are senior. Yeah. My virtue of promotion.
This man, where is his police identity? This man is supposed to this man is supposed to help to sanitize the system. And the one that is committing using his power as a police force. He has been drawing pension from police state for how many years? Since 2004. Since 2004. He worked. He said he worked as a teacher. He went and dated his age to 1958 and he was born in 1972 so that he can claim and be enjoying pension. That's what this man has been doing to the business.
And the police officer.
And he came here, we told him, you are not qualified to be a pensioner. He said he is.
Don't worry, your guy is safe. Keep it there, or you hold it.
Since morning, they are doing with us. How will you allow yourself to be arrested by civilian? How will you allow yourself to be in this bad situation? He's coming to do screening. Which screening? At your level, how much?
What did they pay you as a monthly pension?
How much?
How much did they pay you?
How much did they pay you? How much? Somebody that retired in 2002, how much that time? You know, pension.
6.
I'm sure they would have even inflated it. They inflated it. It's not supposed to be more than 12,000.
They were paying 18,000. Is that what you are going to use your career in the force? You are still the lieutenant of police cadet, aspiring to be AIG or DIG tomorrow? No.
See this man now. See this type of person now. Do you think if he's a commissioner of police, this thing that is in his blood is not there?
If this man is a commissioner of police, you invite.
It's better not to go and disgrace my state. I'm telling you. Let me be zero there and not having any quota.
Musa Gata Ajiwoyi. It's Kogi local government. It's also a case of impersonation. He claimed to be a staff of Kogi local government, came to impersonate his father, who was a former staff of Kogi local government, Mr. Ahiwoji Gata, a health assistant on grade level 3, who died over 7 years ago. The man precisely died in 2008. Now his son came up to inherit the employment of his father. The then Kogi LGA Noge chairman, which name simply gave as Abdul Salam, helped to perpetrate this fraud in Kogi local government.
Now, let me ask him, did you, or is he now using his father's name? Is he using his father's name? And whose account is he collecting salary?
Ana kira sunana a office Musa G. Aiwai.
Sunan babanka ba?
Anyway.
So ba bambanci sunanka da na babanka. Ba su san ko babanka ne Musa ba ko kai ne ba. A cikin littafin ko ba haka ba. His father's name is Anyway.
Anyway Gata.
His own is Musa. So when he came on board, he became Musa Anyway Gata.
So when he came on board, he now joined Musa.
Yes.
Anyway Gata Musa. Or Anyway Musa Gata.
Three of them. Musa Anyway Gata. If not,
before you laugh, you tell us so that we laugh together. Okay.
He knows that whatever was done at that point
was wrong.
But it's only he doesn't have any other thing to say but to plead.
You have not answered that question. He has not answered that question. In whose account?
Lokacin da ka bude account din nan, a sunanka ko na babanka aka bude account.
The bank.
Before his father died, it was table payment.
Table payment. Okay.
So he opened in his own name. Okay. So the details there now.
Okay. Tell him to apologize to government.
To me za ka gaya ma gwamnati yanzu. Tunda aikin da kake yi nan ba naka bane.
Speak out.
So you can how do I put it? Is that your mercy?
Not my mercy.
As the government.
Okay. It's okay.
Mr. Ibrahim Suleiman, former cashier at Davi local government. Review of Mr. Suleiman's accounts revealed that several huge inflows into his account between 2014 and 2015, as they were not in tandem with his emolument. A lot of funding were passing through his account and he could not explain them. And then when you trace this money, you discover that the funds are coming from the local government account into his account, or they've given a contract to a company. You see the money moving to a company from company's account. They are just laundering money from one place to another. If they cannot post directly to the account, it will move to a company account and then it will start coming back to their own accounts.
I want to play with you. Some of these things, some obligations, they will say they want to bring it to me. I should bring it. And I'm scared. I don't want to involve I don't want anybody to...
As treasurer, you have that luxury of time to be coming to Lokoja carrying money up and down.
I'm scared.
As treasurer, in fact, if nobody will leave his office, you are the one. As treasurer.
No, as cashier.
I mean, sorry, as cashier, not
money,
treasurer, as cashier.
All this money, political officer, chairman involved, the DRD, the state assembly, the party local government, all these people in the national assembly. Their money, I would want to bring it. I'm scared.
And you have vouchers for them. You have vouchers for them.
They have to.
Do you know all those people you are paying? They're supposed to sign.
Sir.
Were they signing?
They did it. They cover it up.
Pardon?
They cover it up, not signing.
Who cover?
The local government chairman.
If they are legitimate money, why would they not sign? They will give you raw cash. You will put it in your account. By the time you are paying those people, you think
they will not sign.
They will not sign.
So they can as well deny you now that you did not deliver money.
Party chairman, I cannot ask him to myself. Local government party chairman.
Who is coming to collect on behalf of party chairman?
He's the one.
He's the one. And he cannot sign to acknowledge the receipt of money from you. What about all the traditional council? If they now come up that for the
joint councillors,
the House of Assembly, they will not sign.
We will just pay into their account.
The honorable councillor will not sign.
The councillor, they are signing. They are signing. This ones are.
Who are not
about traditional council. All these.
They will not sign.
Title holders, all these old men in the village. They have their this thing. They sign it down. But it was signed down.
That is why the statement you are going to write statement in such a way that if anybody is going to investigate, they will be able to ask questions from those people that are concerned. Do you understand? So, you can
tell you the rate voucher to the money to be given to so, and
we intend to inform members of the public about the various discoveries that were made during the screening exercise, because those that would want to distract the administration have gone to town to say it was just a small screen. It was not something that had brought good results, but it was hugely successful. And I want to say that in a couple of weeks, those that their investigations have been concluded by the SIB will be charged to court. They will be prosecuted. They have to pay the price for what they took away from the state.
No birthing comes without a travail, but after a safe delivery comes the joy of a newly born. The same can be said about the civil service reforms in Kogi State. Though it took a great toll on its esteemed citizens, the unveiling gains and rewards will make pains of its process obliterated in the near future.